so like rookie mistake has let the two of us take over the dojo today. I don't know what she must have got a lot of Baileys for Christmas. But we are live now, and so Zach and I thought that we would just have a chat with each other about our journeys towards the dojo and where we've come from and what we're doing. And when you were live last time, Zach, you were starting by talking about your fitness history.
Okay, so yeah, historically, I always used to do a lot of sport and I was really fit.
Yeah, and then so I really did my shoulder in really badly and couldn't do any sport or the sport I wanted to do. So I just used that as an excuse to get fat for probably 12 years.
How'd you do your shoulder?
Over time, I've tried to lose weight, but hovered around the sort of the 18 stone mark for probably 10 years now. Done different things like Slimming fucking World, as it's apparently known, and Atkins and stuff like that. Until I think, it was last lockdown when Hayley was doing a lot of lives. I thought, she knows what she's talking about, I want to get involved. And I was going to sign up, I think it was probably April time. But then something else happened and I had to invest quite a lot of money, or the money that I was going to spend with Hayley, in something else on the business. So I couldn't, so I had to leave it a couple of months until we got to September. And I weighed myself and I was, I think, 18.5 stone. And I thought, this just isn't sustainable. I can't do it. So I signed up with Hayley, and this morning I weighed 14 stone 6. So yeah, pretty good going.
Shit.
She knows her stuff. So every time I've lost weight before, I might have lost like a stone, maybe a stone and a half, 2 stone on occasion, and it all goes back on because I just get bored and lose interest or whatever. But the way Hayley works, she's so clever, and the way, and I think the thing is, there's nothing cookie cutter approach with Hayley. She meets you where you are, and she doesn't bullshit you.
Yeah.
And I've learned a lot. And I've lost a lot of weight, 4 stone. So another 1.5 stone, 2 stone to go, and I'll be at goal. So yeah, really good.
Awesome.
The interesting thing was, when I started to lose weight with Hayley, she said, you know what, the thing, and I was doing maybe 5,000 steps a day. She said, you know what, the thing, and she's going to kill me for saying this. She said the thing that will speed up your weight loss even better would be if you started doing 10,000 plus steps a day. And I thought, no, it won't make any fucking difference. So, and I haven't told her this, so she's going to go mental. I decided one day, right, I'm going to walk 10,000 steps a day to prove her wrong, because I'm convinced that doesn't make any difference. And I lost fucking loads of weight. So she was 100% right on that. 100% right.
Yeah, she's right an annoying amount of the time.
Yeah.
And something I love about her is her ability to, she's so patient with the I told you so.
Yeah.
Like she will until you've learned your cooking lesson.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, exactly. That's a really clever thing she does. She lets you find stuff out for yourself. And it's as if she knows what she's doing as well. Well, she does know what she's doing, but she lets you find stuff out yourself. Which is really clever. Yeah. So what about you, Kristen?
So my history with my body, as it were, I always had a really good body image my whole life. I was one of those really lucky girls who made it to 20 years old without ever thinking, oh, I need to lose weight or this or that. I was always curvy. It worked for me. I moved to Europe. I fell in love. You get happy and fat and comfortable, and I got all of those things. And so I have done I've done the Cambridge diet, I've done Slimming World, I've done Weight Watchers, I've done Atkins, I've done every diet imaginable. And then I discovered CrossFit. So I had this whole journey where I discovered fitness, loved it, opened a gym. So now I own a gym. So now I have these 2 competing parts of my personality where I am in charge of a fitness empire, and I know exactly what I should be eating, and I know exactly how much I should be training. But inside me, there is still a fat girl who eats her feelings and has a really unhealthy relationship with food. So Haley has had the double barrels of somebody who knows what she should be doing.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like I don't know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm also very highly strung.
Yeah.
And very resistant to restrictive diets. Like, I don't do well with restriction.
Yeah.
And by her own words, I'm a little too smart for my own good.
Yeah.
Like, I can, right?
Yeah.
I can totally justify all kinds of bad behavior, whatever. So she has had to unpeel these layers of, okay, yeah, we first of all need to deal with your emotions, because if you're eating your feelings, no amount of diet plan is going to work.
Yeah.
Right. So we spent literally the first 3 months just trying to get me to have a decent night's sleep.
Yeah.
And delegate some responsibilities, because I was a mess. My hormones and cortisol levels were just ridiculous. There was no point trying to put me in a calorie deficit. I was already a mess.
Yeah.
And I think I've said this, like, every time that I've been on a live, or every time I've done like a testimonial for Haley, is like, we spent the first 5 months not even talking about food.
Yeah. Yeah. But who else in the world would do that? Any other nutritionist would say, right, here's your calories, here's your macros, stick to that from day one, wouldn't they? That's the difference, isn't it?
And would absolutely, and would wrap it up in a just fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. And
what's wrong with you?
Yeah. And
you've been given the plan. What's the problem?
Yeah. And if that didn't work, that would then be your fault. It's
you would be non-compliant.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
Absolutely. And every sort of nutritionist that I've worked for, and I've worked with many, both professionally and personally, many of them have that mindset, which is, well, the plan's the plan, and you're either on board or you're not.
Yeah.
And all that shows is the limits of their knowledge.
Yeah.
So, and I think Haley has told me this. She's like, she had those limits as well. And she was like, well, if somebody's non-compliant, there's got to be a reason. And so this is why she went and did all of her CBT training and all of her witchcraft voodoo shit, because if somebody's not following the plan, well, either that person's just a moron, or maybe there's a reason that needs to be unpicked a little bit.
100%.
So yeah, we spent the first 5 months kind of unpicking my emotional and stress issues. And now we are in the next 3 months for me are going to be predominantly about weight loss, about fat burn.
Yeah.
And I'm ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready. I'm fired up. I'm sleeping properly. I'm meditating regularly. I'm training more consistently. Despite the fact that Boris is trying to kill me with his regulations and my gym is closed, my stress levels are better than they've ever been.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
what does that look like? What does that look like as a gym owner where nobody's allowed out of their house? What does that mean for you?
It basically means that we have been closed. So we were closed all through the first lockdown.
Yeah.
As things were. So we were closed for 3.5 months. Then we were allowed to open limited. We had to train outside, which is not ideal.
No.
Then we were good for about 3 months. Then we were closed again in November for 4 weeks. And now we're closed again as of New Year's Day, indefinitely. So it's been one of the most stressful, and obviously I know that I want show of hands, people who are watching this live right now, if you would call yourself, or if your friends would call you, a control freak. Show of hands. Yeah, exactly. So for a control freak to have all of this control removed from me, ordinarily I would be in a padded cell right now, because I would just be losing my mind. But because Haley and I have managed to bring my stress levels down out of the stratosphere, I now have the bandwidth to deal with this situation and not lose my mind.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the business and psychology side of what she offers.
Yeah.
Out there, which is, we've had to spend some time just dealing with the fact that the gym isn't going to be open. Well, what are we going to do instead? And how am I going to manage those stress levels? And this has been, weirdly and impossibly, this has been one of the best winters for my stress levels that I've had in the last 5 years.
Why?
Yeah.
That's,
And I only kind of realized that the other day when she and I were on a call, and
yeah,
I got a little bit emotional.
yeah,
Because traditionally this time of year is a nightmare for me.
yeah,
And this year, despite everything that Boris has thrown at me,
yeah,
I'm like, do you know what? I actually feel pretty good.
yeah.
What do you do, Zach? What do you do for a living?
So I'm a copywriter.
Oh, of course.
So historically, I have always been in architecture. And so I don't know, when was that? 2012, I came out of full-time employment and started my own architecture business. But I found that what I really enjoyed more than architecture, in fact, about running a business was writing words to get customers in. And with lockdown, I was quite fortunate in so much as, although I was still doing architecture, ultimately I'd already basically transitioned. But what lockdown did was it gave me the real impetus to really make a push in copywriting, and that's gone really well. So for me, in terms of work, lockdown's actually probably done me a favour. But I know that I'm very much in a minority there, because architecture's fucked basically now. So I haven't earned. Yeah, well, nobody's building anything, but the particular kind of architecture I do, although I do some commercial stuff, I tend to work on smaller scale stuff. So remodeling people's houses. But if you can't go into people's houses, that's that off the table. And so, being able to build the copywriting business quicker and more focused off the back of lockdown actually worked out really well for me.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And would you say that the work that you and Haley are doing together how would you say it's affected your business?
Phenomenally. I think losing 4 stone, I think the difference in my energy levels is phenomenal. But also just having more clarity around what I'm deciding to do. As you know, I've always been able to write copy quite well. That's never been a problem. But just being able to think more clearly about business decisions, and like you were saying, having less stress and being able to deal with that far better is just a phenomenal thing, really. Yeah.
I've recommended her to several friends of mine who are business owners.
Yeah.
For that specific reason of. I do think entrepreneurs are a special breed. I think our brains work differently than most other people's.
Without doubt, yeah.
Like, we're self-selecting into this special group of people who don't like to be told what to do.
Yeah.
So
and like to live with the fact they might not be able to pay the bills at the end of the month for a while. It's great fun. Yeah.
I cannot imagine taking on a more difficult client base.
Yeah, imagine. It's like must be like herding cats, because we all know we know everything about everything.
Yeah.
But she's right. I mean, the two things that she says is Haley Field, not just a nutritionist, 100%. And the other thing that Haley says a lot is that your health is the number one asset in your business. And I think when you realise that, that's when you can make the difference with it. Very clever, very good.
That was huge for me. Getting to understand that martyring myself, my health, my sanity, my body for this business doesn't make me a good business owner.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually it's actually the complete reverse of it. It's bizarre.
The worst thing we could be doing to ourselves.
Yeah.
But for someone to take on that tranche of the population, right, know-nothing-know-it-alls who are ready to mark their bodies for their businesses and go, hey guys, I think I have a better way. Like just the confidence that it takes. Like, she pretty clearly knows what she's talking about if she's willing to go, okay, well, I think we should do this. So it's been a really, really exciting and perpetually eye-opening months. And it's only in retrospect now that I can look back and go, because obviously I knew it all at the beginning. I was just humoring her, really. Right.
Yeah.
To be able to look back and go, holy shit, she was right about all of it. It is really exciting.
I think I said to Haley, I think once I get towards 16 stone, that's when it's going to get hard, because I will want to give up. And she just sort of went, yeah, all right. And as we were getting towards 16 stone, I thought, this is going to start getting harder in a minute. I'm going to want to give up. And then all of a sudden I didn't. And then...
Why do you think that is?
Just because I wasn't doing it on fucking Slimming World or Weight Watchers or whatever. Just because actually what we're doing now works. And it's because it's not about being on a diet. I think I wrote in a post the other day, it's whenever you decide you want to get fit or healthy or lose weight, you have a goal in mind and you expect or you want those results, but that's not what she does. She doesn't focus on that. You focus on the process, and then all of a sudden you find, fuck me, I've lost 2.5 stone. How did that happen?
And I'm happy.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not miserable.
Yeah.
And I'm not hiding food.
Yeah. And actually, if I don't lose weight this week, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to get a bollocking, and I understand why that has happened, and I understand that what I need to do to make sure to correct that next week. It's just an entirely different way, isn't it? Yeah. So,
and I can't even express to anyone watching this video, like, as somebody who is elbow deep in the fitness industry, who is surrounded by different nutritionists, different weight loss plans, different bulking, slimming, influencers, as somebody who literally is knee deep in this population all the time, I can't express to you how different what Haley's doing really is in terms of the amount of the personal attention and the amount of knowledge, like actual science knowledge that goes into each of our programs. And for her to be able to orchestrate, 30 different people's programs at once and keep all of those plates spinning and keep all of those goals in mind and keep all of that information flowing is pretty phenomenal. She's worth the money, I guess, is the best way I can put it.
Yeah, you get what you pay for, don't you?
Yeah.
So,
you do.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
All right,
thanks
Kristen.
for that. I look forward to seeing your posts later today.
Yeah.
And we'll have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.
Yeah. See you later, guys. See you later, Kristen. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.